BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, NHL to entertainment and political props. Head to BetOnline today and get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Thank you for making Saints Central
your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you can probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, rugged like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Fourth and 4. The Saints need to convert here. If they don't, they turn over on downs. Carolina steals the win, and Dennis Allen is out of here. Is this the final game of Dennis Allen's non-illustrious career? Let's pinpoint it here. It comes down to this. This could be the end of the possum, and we could get them on out of here. Let's see what happens. Will Carolina do it? 4th and 4 shotgun. Derek Carr, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, running back next to him. There's a snap, pressure coming. Carr stands, throws to the left side of the end, and it's caught. Nope, knocked away. Carolina, no pass interference, and Michael Jackson with shiny gloves and every damn thing stops it, and they prevent the Saints, and it's a turnover on downs, and that's going to do it as Dennis Allen is about to get his ass up out of here. The Saints are about to lose to the worst team in the NFL, 23-22. That should put them in the street. And I know I'm sounding kind of agile about this, but listen, we tired of this bullshit. And the Saints about to lose to the NFL's worst team. They about to lose 7 straight games, and this is a wrap on it. It came down to this play to see if Dennis Allen, this should do it for him. This should do it for him. This should get them on up out of here. And then the Carolina Panthers are going to kneel down on the ball right there. The Saints can't stop the clock. They didn't burn all their time up. And they couldn't get it. That should be the defining play that puts Dennis Allen ass in the street. On Monday, you'll get the alerts that the Saints have fired Dennis Allen. 7 straight losses. You cannot come back from that. The Saints turn around here and lose to the worst team in the NFL after they had a players-only meeting. I guess we're going to do some more player-only meetings, aren't we? which ain't a players-only goddamn meeting that the Saints supposedly said that they had with Dennis Allen sitting up in there at the players-only meeting, and he catered the joint. Let's wash it all away. May the purge begins because these are people that don't belong here. This guy is not a coach. You gave him all the team and all the credit, that all of the talent that you possibly happened, and all he did was turn it into a shit show. 7 straight losses. Monday should be an alert on the board as Carolina, the worst team in the NFL, just defeated the Saints 23-22. They're on a 7-game losing streak. There is no coming back from this. He's done. And hold on now. I got to stop you on that. No, don't stop on nothing. Hold on now. I'll tell you something. Hold on now. Dennis Allen's a good coach. Sean Payton, 9-8, 75, 16. Bill Belichick, 8-6, 7-8. Chuck Noll, 7-8, 99, 12-9. Bill Walsh, 9-8, 77, 78. All these other guys, and I hold all the negative noise and all this kind of stuff. Man. Now I hold on now. Yeah, he's a good coach. Dennis Allen's a good coach. I had all the negative noise then. All the bullshit that spew out of Mickey Loomis's stinking mouth. Not only did the Atlanta Falcons end up getting their victory, I want to say they won. They end up getting a victory. I think they did win. It's crazy, man. Yeah, they beat Dallas 27-21, and the Saints went into a shootout with Carolina. I picked the Saints to win. I picked them to win. Hold on now. Shut up. And no, hold on. No, you got to get this guy out of here. This is 7 straight games. I don't remember the last time the Saints won 7. I have to go back to the mid 90s. I got to go all the way back to, come on, Saints family members. When the last time you known a team to lose 7 games in a row? That's the Ditka years. That's some of the Haslett years. I don't even think with Haslett. You got to go all the way back to the Mike Ditka years to talk about 7 games in a row. There is no way this guy should keep this job. You fire this guy. He done lost the team. He done lost the team. Man, listen, man. This is awful, man. I picked these goddamn people to win the game. They go there to Carolina and lose. They went to Carolina and lost to the Panthers. Hold on now. Dennis Allen is a good coach. Hold on now. I don't care if he's 7. He could be 10 games in a losing streak. Dennis Allen is a hell of a coach, Q. Oh, man. I know what I'm doing. You got to look beyond the results. You got to look beyond the results, and you got to look at it through an independent lens. You heard what the hell I said. You got to do that. Oh, my God. We're going to win. Listen, I tell you, Dennis Allen's going to, listen, we're going to stay here. Dennis Allen's going to win 10 straight games, and you guys are going to learn. Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, it's off top. Yeah. No, it's none of that, Mickey. It's none of that. You done. You done. You done. They lost to the Panthers. Look at the damn score. They lost to the Panthers. They lost to the damn Panthers, man. They lost to the stinking, rotten. No, you know what? No disrespect to the. You know what? I'm not even going to do that. The Panthers deserve respect, man, because the Panthers went in there and they handled their business. I can't say nothing bad. Shout out to the Carolina Panthers. They did what they were supposed to do. I got to give them people credit. Carolina did what they were supposed to do. They did what they're supposed to do. Oh my goodness! But then Dennis Allen gonna get out here, and you know what he gonna say? He gonna talk about cleaning shit up. That's what he.
Call me Santa Fran, but I'm the cleanup man.
Feel sweet, your girlfriend.
I don't know. I gotta do something, man, because this is the purge process, man. I'm a little sad and I'm a little mad. I'm kind of I'm smad. Right now I'm upset, fam. I just had to create a new word. I'm smad right now. I'm smad. Hold up. I'm a little. I don't know what's going on here, man. I know it's time for them to get the hell up out of here, man. That's the bottom line, man. It's way beyond. It's getting a little hectic. Oh, it's beyond that, brother. It is beyond that. All right, let's hit the team stats, man. Listen, man, this is crazy. 25 first downs to 15. The Saints were a horrible 5 of 15 on third down. 4 of 10 by the Carolina Panthers. They were 2 out of 3 on the third down, 74 to 50. They had 74 to 50 on plays. The Saints, 227 yards versus 247 by Carolina. The Saints average almost 6 yards per play. Carolina, 5 yards. They threw for 230 yards against 166 by Carolina. It's just crazy. Y'all stay where y'all is. We're going to hear from the possum as soon as we can. We're going to go to that. We'll hear from the Dennis Allen. We'll have all the post-game interviews. Y'all stay right where you are. We're going to go right to it, and we're going to break it down. We're going to bring in Pops Q too later on. Rushing attack. Saints had almost 200 yards rushing today versus 81 by Carolina. They averaged almost 5 yards of running. Were 2 and 4 in the red zone. Carolina was a perfect 3 for 3 in the red zone. That explains a lot. The Saints had 10 penalties for 109 yards versus Carolina 6 for 55. Right? 1 turnover, as you know, and the Saints had the ball over 34-19 versus 25-41 by the Carolina Panthers. Boy, what a disgrace. And then, of course, you look at the passing attack here. Saints, Carr finished 18 to 31 for 236. He had a touchdown, 92.9 on the rate, and he was sacked 1 time. Kamara was fantastic, 29 in a losing effort. Shout out to for Elvin Kamara. Shout out to Elvin Kamara in a losing effort. Elvin Kamara, 29 carries for 155, 5.3 yard per average. He was absolutely terrific. He was also the team's top receiving threat, 6 catches for 60 yards on 9 targets. So Elvin was everything. He did everything he could do to help the Saints, and they still lost the game. Saints had no help from those wide receivers, man. The next wide receiver to have a catch was 2 catches by Cedric Wilson. Elvin, Jawan, and Taysom were the top guys. The defense, Pete Werner, 8 tackles. They only had 1 sack today against Carolina's offense. They only got 1 sack. And Bryce Young, for the most part, operated undetoured. That's how he was able to get in the rhythm. The Saints did force him to make some bad throws, but he showed Carolina, hey, man, I could play this game without this pressure. Let me learn this stuff. He's going to be good. 16 for 26, 171. He had a touchdown and an interception that wasn't his fault. He was sacked 1 time, 77.6 on the rate, and Chupa Hubbard kept him going. 15 carries, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged almost 5 yards a rush, which is another acceptable thing, even though the Saints were able to keep him under 100 yards. Here's Dennis Allen, man. Let's hit for this chump. Here's Dennis Allen. Here we go.
We had 2 opportunities in the early on in the game to score touchdowns down there in the red area. We weren't able to do that, and I think really that became really the difference in the game.
Yeah, what happened on the cause of 2 timeouts early in the third quarter? Was it 12 men, and then what was it?
Yeah, we had a substitution error defensively. That can't happen. And then we had a play call that, we ran out of a personnel grouping due to some injuries that, we had to try to make some adjustment there. So those are 2 things that can't happen.
What was the goal in the 4th and 4 play call towards the end?
Well, the goal was to try to hit Jawan on an option route inside.
And that the 4th down before that, the 4th and 1, did you guys consider Are you trying to go for it? Or?
Yeah, we thought we talked about it. I mean, look, with where we were in the game. I mean, I felt like pinning them back there was the right decision. You know, hindsight's 20/20. You know, but I thought pinning them back there was the right decision.
And it's on the last play, is the progression to go from Jawan to the deep ball, or Jawan someplace else to get first down there?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, you're looking inside Jawan, but if you get a matchup outside, but you know, I think the initial thought was let's get the ball to Jawan on an option route.
Yes, how do you come back from a game like this? You had your quarterback back, and obviously you were facing the head.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that it was hard. I mean, I you know, just watching Derek, he looked a little rusty out there today. You know, obviously, and you know, losing Chris early on in the game, I think was hard on us. And I think sometimes trying to, you know, get yourself emotionally back from things like that when you see a guy that, you know, going down with, you know, the second time in the season, you know, I think it's kind of difficult to come back from that. But we had our opportunities. We didn't take advantage of them.
What, I mean, y'all have been a tweet that Olave will join you guys traveling back. Any update?
Yeah, I know he's back. And I know that, you know, everything checked out pretty good at the hospital. And he's back with the team. And that's really about all I can say right now.
When you've lost 7 straight, what gives you hope that the team can turn things around without making major changes?
Yeah. Well, we got good leadership in the room. We got to do a better job playing, coaching, you know, hopefully get some guys healthy, but look, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge, you know, but going through adversity like this reveals character, you know, and our only choice is
mid-season coaching changes do anything? Or I know that's not your exact wording, but do you still believe that, or do you believe that you need to sit down and assess?
Well, I just think we got to do better, you know. But yeah, as a rule, I don't really believe that you know, is the difference. So we'll evaluate where we are, and we'll make changes based on what we think our, you know, issues are.
You mentioned like, how do you guys get those lined up?
Well, we got to execute with better technique. You know, I mean, I thought there were some tough calls, you know, later in the game that, you know, didn't go our way. And so I thought that was hard.
Can you elaborate on any of the specific calls?
No.
Or maybe the Allen call, is that one you're thinking of?
There was, you know, obviously we didn't get the calls at the end of the game, so that was difficult.
Can y'all kind of explain the, I know you already went through the 4th down call at the end. Can you kind of take us through the 3rd and 13 when it was a pitch to Alvin? It seemed like that was kind of like a tough play. That was when you got a yard. Yeah. I think when you're backed up like that, the deal is to have positive play. I'd rather us not run out of bounds in that situation, which then, you know, eats up a timeout. So I think that was the thought there.
Dennis, I mean, obviously the spotlight is heavily on you right now as
Sure.
coach during this. With you know, to campaign or defend yourself or anything, but like what is your confidence that you're doing this?
Well, obviously, when you're not winning, it's hard to say that you are. You know, I mean, that's hard to say. And look, I got to be better for our guys. And here's what I'll say: I'm going to keep coming in every day and fighting my ass off, just like I have.
I know we've asked similar questions to this, but do you feel like now you kind of have to fight for your job? Like,
I feel like I'm going to come in and try to do the very best job I can every single day. That's what I've always done. You know, I've been here for a long time, and that's the way I've gone about doing my job. So.
Have you heard from Mickey or anything already? That you know?
no, I came in here after visiting with the team. I came pretty much straight in here.
I don't feel like the questions in this game, just from the naked eye, were the same kind of effort, energy questions we were talking about after maybe that Thursday night game. From your viewpoint, did all that stuff look intact to you today?
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of, effort issues. I didn't see a lot of like busts. We got beat a couple of times, but I didn't see it as a huge execution issue. There's some, again, I thought, particularly there in the fourth quarter, wasn't this way early on in the game, but particularly in the fourth quarter, I thought some calls went, against us that, again, put us back in those long distance situations, which are hard to overcome.
Yeah, can you elaborate a little bit more on when plays or something like that got into their deep in their territory, but come away with field goals and felt like that, those are drives that really need some touchdowns, but they kind of established.
Yeah, look, I said that, starting off in here, I felt like that was the difference in the game. I thought we had some opportunities to score touchdowns early in the game. We had to settle for field goals, and that ends up being the difference. Again, I thought the first two drives we were able to run the ball effectively and move the ball down the field, and then we stalled out in the red zone, and that's, that's the difference between winning and losing.
You have to kind of account for just, I guess, what seems like an obvious thing. The quarterback's been out for a few weeks, and then back to kind of account for the rust he's going to have and build a play sheet around.
Yeah, and yet, look, I mean, I didn't see a lot of issues throughout the week of practice, but obviously games are different than practice, and I think our plan was to be able to come in here and try to run the football, and we were able to do that. I don't, think we were able to get quite as much done in the passing game. I think Chris is a big factor in that. But I don't think we were able to get quite as much done in the passing game as we would have liked.
Did you expect to be able to affect their quarterback more? I think there was maybe 2 sides to conclude.
Yeah. I thought maybe we could. I know, look, their plan, really was trying to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands pretty quickly. So, some screen plays and things of that nature to, not allow, the rush to get there. So, but yeah, I would have liked to seen us, be able to affect him a little bit more.
Knowing how this team played the first 2 weeks, can you wrap your head around 7 straight?
Yeah, it's certainly frustrating. I felt like we let a couple of opportunities slip through our hands early on, and I felt like the injuries have been a major factor in the last probably 5. But that's the nature of our league.
Were you asked about Carr's rust?
Excuse me?
Were you asked about Carr's rust?
Yeah. All good. All right, thanks.
Now go on. You take care of the cake. You possum puss, get that punch out there or you'll get one from me. Go on.
All right, man. Listen, man. This is very not good.
No.
You know what, Pops, before we get going in the rest of the show, I got to give a few shots out to a few people, man. Thank you, son. Appreciate you. Mm-hmm. All right. So, yeah, this is part of the game. Shout out to Christopher Waterman, man, for the cash app. Thank you, Mr. Christopher.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
Shout out to Christopher Waterman with the cash app, man. And I got a few people to talk about with the super chats, man. But let's live from let's see what Dick Gregory thinks about what Dennis Allen just said.
The problem is you trying to talk with your shit. You don't know nothing instead of listening, huh?
I'm listening.
Okay, no. I get $40,000, nigga, and I dare motherfucker to stop. Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
It is. So I mean.
Oh Lord,
boy, Dick Gregory is really upset there. But let's get to some of these super chats, man. We got Pops Q chiming in, man. Pops, give me a second. Let me go through these super chats right here, man, and give a big shout out to the rest of the nation. All right, Black Preacher Man said, "What is Loomis going to do now?" Yes, sir. Thank you for that. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
He got to do the right damn thing. You got to take Spike Lee's advice and do the right thing, which is get rid of Dennis Allen. Big Valley says 4th and 4, and you call a fade route. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
You can't make this up, man. Michael says AK did all that work for nothing. Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
He carried it.
Fuck too kind.
Yeah, you
He ain't lying.
He did a great job today, man. Jamie says, how long will the losing streak continue? Find out the next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Thank you.
That's right. How long will the losing streak continue? Find out on next time on Dragon Ball Z. Yes, indeed. We came up on that. All right. King Morrison says, no excuses now, Big Q.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out. We got a bunch of them. Thomas says needed 4 yards. Carr tries to get 30. Thank you as well.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
Oh, man. It's just too funny. Big Valley says, Dennis Allen got my son shedding tears. That's a shame. That's a shame.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
It hurts to lose unless you're the Saints. Then you get your players only meetings catered by the same coach that's in the players only meeting, which makes it not a players only meeting if the coach is sitting there. St. Doug says, Q, it's time to play the Michael J. Oh, yeah, you're right, brother. You are you can't win. You are absolutely right, brother. I said it. I said I will play the Michael Jackson. You can't win. If the Saints lost the game, and you are absolutely right. So that's a shame. It's a shame, but I shall honor unlike the Saints, I will honor my whatchamacallit. But anyway, let me get you the rest of these, my brother, and I promise you I'm gonna spend a little bit of You Can't Win by Michael Jackson. All right, so anyway, thank you for that, St. Doug. Appreciate you, brother. Black Preacher Man says, Q, the decision he made to go for 2 cost us the game. We lost by 1. This is the result. I did say that's something that you're going to have to, that might get you in the end. And I said, is Dennis Allen playing chess or checkers? So there you go. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
Crazy, man. S. Wilson says, DA will be my number 1 customer in my paper bag business. There you go. Indeed.
Thank you.
Or this,
Fuck too kind.
the Who Dat Nation going to let him have it, man. Red Eye says Dennis Allen is going to stay. Watch. All right, brother. I got you. And finally, we got one more. Brother Willie Cameron says, Cam Ward, here we come. I don't know.
Thank you.
That depends on who your guy is, so I will see. But shout out to all right. Hunter says, I lost my parlay. I had all faith. He says, I had all faith, my boys. Nah. So thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
It's crazy, man. And let's get a little of this, Pops. This is a little bit from Michael Jackson's You Can't Win.
You can't win. Even when you can't get out. People keep saying the color change. They look just like the stadium.
You ain't lying.
Talk, boy. Talk,
Oh, my
Lord.
God. What is going, Pops? What the hell is going on, man? What's going on, Pops?
I have one question. I want to find out what the hell happened to Taysom Hill in that 4th quarter. They didn't run him, they didn't play him. I mean, that was the time that last series. That was the time to bring Taysom in. Taysom was running through everybody. Him and Kamara both, but he Allen chose to go another way. I don't understand how his coaching style is. It's causing the team to lose. I'm not blaming the team for losing. The decision that the play calling And the use of personnel is what's causing this team to lose. Was he injured? I mean, did you hear anything, son? I didn't hear anything that he was injured or not. Why they didn't play Taysom in that fourth quarter?
Pops, I didn't hear anything on Taysom being banged up. I know Lucas Patrick got knocked out of the game. We know Chris Olave got knocked out of the game. In terms of Taysom Hill and why he didn't get involved, I don't know what happened there. But yeah, he finished the game. He had 5 carries for 19 yards. He averaged just under 4 yards a run. He had a rushing touchdown. And he had 4 catches for 41 yards in the game. So you had Alvin Kamara, who basically carried the team. The Saints had no receiving threat whatsoever. They had nothing going on once Chris Olave got knocked out of the game. They couldn't even stretch the field. There were no explosive plays. They heavily relied on Alvin Kamara, 29 carries for him, $155. Derek Carr finished 18 of 31 for 236, 1 touchdown, 1 sack, 92.9 on the rating. The Saints finished 41 carries, 197 yards rushing, averaging just under 5 yards per run. And the Saints still lost by 1 point. And you say, how does it make sense? It makes sense because the Saints had over 100 yards worth of penalties. They were disastrous when it came down to third down conversions, which they finished at 5 out of 15. The Saints were a dreadful. They were 2 and 4 in the red zone versus Carolina, 3 for 3 in the red zone. So the plays, the stats and the areas of the game that made the most sense, the Saints were wanting. But Pops, what is your thought process on what happened here?
Well, son, like I said, the penalty did hurt us. I mean, we got some good field position, holding, and there's one stretch where one set of plays where we held twice in a row, maybe 3 times in a row. Every time you end up getting 1st and 30. You had 1st and 10, you right close to what within reasonable distance of getting a field goal or something like that or a touchdown, and all of a sudden hold it, and the next thing you're looking at 1st and 30. You can't. You're not going to be able to convert when you got that much. That much of yardage between the sticks. It's not going to happen. And we had plenty of that. I don't know what it is. The team lacks concentration. I don't know. These guys are being trained not to know how to hold. And then you got one play, and I thought the guy the linebacker we had, that was a surprise to me that he grabbed the guy's face mask. Well, what ended up that was another bad penalty.
Yeah, Demario Davis.
Davis.
He had 2 of them, Pops. He was involved with. He had the face mask for 15 yards and the pass interference where he didn't even turn around.
He's frustrated because they lose it. He's frustrated because they can't stop people. The offense cannot produce any points. I'm beginning to wonder, is this whole coaching staff problematic for the Saints team, especially on the offensive side of the ball? Yeah. They don't execute very well. They execute a few plays, but the plays that count, they don't execute. And it is given that they lost Shaheed and Chris Olave. That's 2 of their best targets. But they got to have somebody to come in and step up and make some plays for the offense. They put Taysom in there, but I don't understand some of the decisions this coaching staff made. They did not play Taysom very much in that fourth quarter, especially when it counted. They needed to have him in there to get the yardage, the 3 and 4 yards that they needed for 4th down, and they didn't do it. He's gonna try to throw the ball on 4th down. They were running the ball very effectively on Carolina all day. Why you want to all of a sudden change your mind and throw the ball? I don't understand that. I just couldn't understand that part. That led to us losing that game. All those decisions is the fact that I think we really do need to see about getting another coach in here who can motivate this team and get this team up. I mean, we done lost all these games in a row. And then you're going to lose to Carolina. Carolina's the worst team in the league.
Not anymore.
I didn't have no comfortable feeling when they played, even when they're talking about when they were doing a little something. I didn't have no confidence in them because they lose the games slip away from them in the fourth quarter sometimes, with the exception of that Tampa Bay game. They just say, we quit. We ain't playing no more football. Yeah, it's like the air just went right out the football for them.
Yeah, you ain't lying, Pops. This was not a good effort today by the Saints at all. They and like the banner says, Saints stunned by Panthers 23-22. They're losers of 8 straight. They're 2-7. Officially, statistically, in terms of the standing, the Saints have replaced Carolina as the worst team in NFL, and they are currently lined up for the first pick in the draft. This is a team with $150 million quarterback, veteran players that's falling out of the flow. They can't even do a players only meeting. They do it after 6-game losing streak as opposed to a 2-game or a 3-game. How do you stop the slide of 7 straight? You got to turn around and win now the remaining games to have a chance, and that's certainly not going to happen.
No,
7 straight games means that there's something horribly wrong. That's leadership issues. There's a guy sitting on top of the team by the name of Mickey Loomis that needs to have his. This is ugly enough to rip away the general manager job from Mickey Loomis, and ultimately by Monday morning, Dennis Allen should be fired. Now, will it happen? I don't think it will happen, but it should happen. If we're a functioning team with good sense, which we're not, then the Saints should have fired Dennis Allen and already set about finding another guy. He shouldn't get another opportunity to perform. The Saints are not going to beat the Atlanta Falcons next week. They can't even get into the play action. And then on top of that, let me finish up some of these statistics. We still got this stuff on screen right here. From if anybody pops back up on the presser, we'll go right into it for some of the family members. Let me hit some of these stats right here. Elvin Kamara, 29 carries for 155 yards, 5.3 yard per rush. He was excellent. He was also the top catcher of the ball, 6 catches, 60 yards off of 9 targets for him. Jawan Johnson had 2 for 41. Taysom had 4 for 41, 2 for Cedric Wilson for 34 as well. Taysom was the second leading rusher, 5 for 19, 1 rushing touchdown. Jordan Mims got 5 carries for 13 yards. And Matt Hayball on the scramble, which is a brilliant play, had picked up 11 yards to give them a set of downs. It really didn't mean anything. Pete Werner finished with 8 tackles on the game. Granderson and Nate Shepard have a half a sack apiece. And we knew you look at the Blake Group A was 3 for 3 today. Wasn't good enough in the matchup. And of course, like I said, Bryce Young finished with 16 to 26 for 171, a touchdown and a pick. Chupa Hubbard, 15 carries for 72 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Jatavion Sanders, the tight end, had 4 catches for 87 yards. And moving Xavier Legette, 4 for 33 and a score to help them. Their top tackler with Damani Richardson, 12 tackles on the day. And they had a sack, 1 sack, which was on Carr holding the ball too long, which was Charles Harris. Then you look at their other guys, and it was what it was, man, in terms of them. Let's take a look at this right here as we move forward. This is a tweet right here, and we'll go back to the Saints stuff momentarily. This is from Michael Thomas. This is a tweet that Michael Thomas put out. He was tweeting while the game was going on. They fired all them coaches trying to cover his flaws up. He's still doing the same shit. Michael Thomas, former Saints star wide receiver Michael Thomas, was tweeting this during the game, right? He is talking about Derek Carr. He says, dude tried to lie and say I was jealous of them making Chris number 1 whole time. He can't even get him a decent ball. He need his ass whipped. And he's replying or making reference to the play in which Derek Carr threw the ball up there and got Chris Olave knocked out. The ball was not even catchable. It was above his head, and Chris Olave was reaching up for the throw. And ultimately, the ball was not placed well, and Carr's balls he was throwing the ball, although his accuracy wasn't there. That's why the Saints pulled him out on some of them third downs and put Taysom Hill in there. He started to make throws later on in the game. He got into a rhythm. But this is Michael Thomas talking. He said that year his buddy went first team all pro in 2022. He needed 180 targets just to catch 100 passes. He is ass on my granny. Dude, scary and panic and just throw the ball. Get him the F out of here. You know what? Derek Carr for you. I've been told y'all shit sad. This is Michael Thomas now. This is Michael Thomas that somewhere has been a lot of what he's been said has been vindicated. We've talked about Michael Thomas, him being upset. People said that he was this. Some of the reporters attacked Michael Thomas and called him a diva. but he talked about a lot of stuff that was going wrong in the Saints, the losing ways. Marshawn Lattimore talked about it. Alvin Kamara talked about it. Cam kind of straddled the fence on it. But you see all of this stuff coming home, and then Michael Thomas feels vindicated. This is going on. He's upset that Chris Olave. We all know this is not, this is QB football fundamental 101. You don't hang your receivers out to dry, and that throw is a hang your receiver out to dry throw. He's not supposed to do that. Quarterbacks in the pros, college, and even in high school know you don't hang your wide receiver out to dry. You got to protect your wide receivers with your throws. And he went up trying to get the ball and got his ass knocked off and had to be stretchered out. So Michael Thomas was very upset about that. And this is just one of the tweets to just kind of go over here. So, Pops, what you thinking on Michael Thomas's tweet?
Well, a lot of what he's saying is true. I mean, if you see some of the balls that Carr throws, yeah, he had some more than that one overthrown ball. He had a couple in the game. Guys were wide open. He overthrow them. When we had all our wide receiver core, we had our full wide receiver core before these guys got hurt. I wouldn't doubt it that some of the stuff that he's playing, some of the moves that he's making out there as quarterback has hurt this team. You can't stretch your ribs out there. Have the wide receiver trying to go for a ball, and the defensive back is in the field. He's going to put him on. He's going to try to hurt him. He can get him hurt. Because these guys out there playing, they playing to stop you, and they don't want you to catch that ball. They'll do anything to hurt you. They can. They get in, get over, get away with it. To me, it's just absolutely a disgrace to throw passes at as a quarterback making the kind of money that you make. Man, you're supposed to be Drew Brees like. I mean, Brees had some overthrows along. It wasn't that often because Brees usually would pinpoint. He knew where he was going with the ball. He was on point with his wide receivers. So when he threw the ball, a lot of the time, most of the time, I say more than 80% of the time, they were there to catch the ball without getting hurt. And Mike Thomas is a perfect example of that. I mean, Michael Thomas used to catch everything that was thrown to him till he started getting hurt. And this guy here don't seem to have that ability to get the ball to the guys in time or getting the ball to the right people. He wants to be a long ball thrower. Now you got your two key people out. You didn't have the ability to dink and dunk, and guys got to get open. You can't be putting the ball on the ground. A wide receiver, or maybe a running back. It could be a tight end. Somebody trying to in a position to catch it. You throwing the ball in the ground. You get them hurt for trying to go down and get it.
Yeah.
So son, I'm tell you what, I don't like the way this situation going. I don't see us winning anymore. Possibly, I want to say that I don't want it to be that way because I'd like to see the Saints start a winning streak. But guys are hurt, and then the quarterback he's hurt. It's just that he plays like he's hurt because he don't have nothing on the ball. He should have been even playing in the game if he's still hurt. He can't get the ball downfield. And he didn't throw, I don't think he threw one pass, but a couple of passes more than 20 yards, 25 yards, right? I didn't see too much of the ball going downfield. They didn't have anybody who could get open either.
That's right.
I saw those guys were, they couldn't get any separation. And you got to have separation to give your quarterback a chance to hit you. And they just didn't have a lot of people that were trying to create separation. I don't have any answer. It's a collection of all these things that's wrong with this Saints offense right now. And the defense can only play so good. They did right. They did a good thing. They played real well to make key decisions. They made some fumbles some penalties, and then holding penalties. I don't know who's the offensive coordinator. He needs to get those guys grilled and find out that, you can't do that, man. You only have a few seconds to do what you need to get done and keep your quarterback from just push the guy. Don't hold him, don't grab him, stuff like that. Those decisions that they're making are just not football moves. They're not.
Yeah, this is quite trifling because really I picked the Saints to win this game. I figured this would be one game they can win. But it's two things you can't come back from after this distasteful loss by the Saints. You've lost 7 in a row, and you've lost control of your team. You've also are the worst team statistically in the NFL. That should get you fired. The Saints, it was a playoff or bust mentality. We will not allow them to change it or redirect the narrative that, we are now a rebuilding team. We won't let you pivot and do that. If you're a Saints person, you got over 500 people in here, please echo this message that I've been saying this now for a handful of years now, is do not support the Saints organization. Do not buy any of their merch. Do not go to any more of these games. I keep saying the same thing over and over again. Do not support this team economically. You can still watch go about watching the games, at home or at your friend's house or even, at some recreational event. But nothing that got anything to do with the New Orleans Saints organization. You should not be giving them any dimes. Being a die hard or ride or die doesn't mean that you allow a team to disrespect you. The reason why this is happening is because Mickey Loomis refuses to get rid of a bad coach. He refuses to look how bad this team looks. He refuses it. He's stonewalling you. He's ignoring you. He even switched from Hebert, like I said in the previous broadcast, when Bobby Hebert was interviewing him, he went from Hebert to Mike Hoss, who's a paid reporter that works for the New Orleans Saints for softball questions because he didn't want it. Here goes somebody else about to step up here, and we don't know who the hell it is. But we'll figure it out who it is. It's probably Derek Carr about to walk up there in a minute. It's probably Derek Carr or Alvin Kamara's, either one of them that's going up there. So they flash. So we'll get to that momentarily. But yeah, we seen what Michael Thomas was saying. He's upset. Josh Olave, the brother of Chris Olave, said that that Chris Olave is fine. He's up. He called him. They're good. So just wanted to share that tweet with you about Josh Olave. That's Chris Olave's brother. That he said that he's all right. He's up and active. So he's fine after being taken out on that stretcher. So that's something that's positive as well. But this is really hardcore and wrong. Dennis Allen needs to be fired after this game. There is no way, no shape or form any coach in the NFL could lose 7 straight games, lose to the worst team in the NFL, and still turn around and keep his job for next week. That's not supposed to happen. I call out for a pure economic boycott of the highest order. All the entire Who Dat Nation, do not buy any more of these jerseys. Don't do none of these shit for these people. They're not serious about winning. Here's Carr. All right.
Derek, I know there's no such thing as 100% week 9, but how did you feel out there today to your percentage where you were?
Yeah, health-wise, I felt as good as you can, but good enough to play. At the beginning felt a little rusty, but as the game kept going on, felt more and more in rhythm and felt good. And so, whenever you don't play professional football for a month, you can't just go out there and just feel normal right off the bat. But I definitely felt good enough to help us try and win.
Derek, the last play. Tell me about your progression on that. Is it? I know Coach was saying you won first. What is it after that?
And then it's the best matchup. And so, they got good secondary, but number 8, going all week, we talked about number 8 being one of the premier corners in the league. So if you ever got man, which they don't play much of, going away from him. And so, gave my guy the best chance I could on a tight throw on the sideline.
When you look back on this game, are you gonna look really hard at those first 2 drives of the game when you guys?
Man, ask him about the Olave throw, man. Stop playing.
Yeah. Really efficient, just missing a play here and there to get volumes on having settle field goals.
Yeah, absolutely. You never want to settle field goals. It always comes down to the situation. So, for us finishing with touchdowns in the red zone instead of those field goals would have obviously helped us for sure.
Have you talked to Chris Olave or gotten any updates?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That's first thing I did when I went in there is I went and saw him and sat there and talked to him, make sure that he was good. And I won't put his business out there or anything like that, but
we already know.
Absolutely. First thing I did is went and checked on him.
So that was after the game, so he's already.
That was after the game.
Okay, so he's already back here with you.
Yes, I saw him. Yeah.
Can you take us through that play a little bit and then how he was going on the field?
Shout out to Cat Terrell for taking it there.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I didn't see the actual collision because of people in front of me, but it was single high. You hold the safety, hitch. That's first throw is to him and threw it into just a zone spot, And all I saw was him, go like this and then I don't know if he got hit or pushed. I don't know. But then he got hit and then he was hurt. So I didn't see, exactly what happened. I was 20 yards away.
Did he give you any kind of indication when he was surrounded by teammates that he felt like he was okay?
Oh yeah. He looked right at me, reached out and grabbed my hand just to make sure, I saw him. Absolutely. Yeah.
Derek, is that a tough scene to see, especially because of, he's had multiple concussions, multiple weeks, and then you see that happen?
100%. That's the scariest part of our game. That's a moment that's the only moment in a game where you'll see both teams take a second and be like, hey man, this is someone's life, because you don't know what's going on. So nobody wants that crap to happen to anybody, no matter, the rivalries and all this kind of stuff. Nobody wants that stuff to happen to anybody. So we're just glad. I'm just happy that I saw him. I'm happy he's okay. From what I saw, I didn't hear anything. But those are scary moments. And I've been a part of a few of them with different kind of injuries where this happened or that happened or something happened on the sideline or whatever. And, at the end of the day, we are human too, so it's a brief moment during an NFL game where the humanity kicks in on both sides.
When this team is, almost, it feels like, the worst it could give,
Yeah.
season in terms of 7 straight losses, the way you lost today.
Yeah.
What can you do as a team, A, to bounce back, but B, to figure out what's going wrong?
Well, it's very frustrating for us as players. Our group of guys, I've said this and I keep saying it, like our group of guys is so tight knit and so close, and so what we do is we rally together and, we're going to keep going with, whatever our coaches say, we give it everything that we have, and we're going to continue to do that and continue to rally together and, lock arm in arm. Cause right now it is a hard time. It is,
No
it's a hard time. It's a, we're pissed off. We should be winning these football games and we're not. And, for us, that's hard. It's hard to swallow. It's hard to deal with. And so, you can do one of two things. You can give up or you can keep fighting. And, we don't, whether it's fun or not, no one cares. We have to keep picking each other up and keep going forward. And so, we're going to keep doing to the very best of our ability, everything we're asked to do and keep going as we always have, and even, whatever it is, man, we talked as players, man, all of us will do whatever we have to do, we'll put it all out there for each other. And so we just got to keep doing that.
Derek, if it's not intangibles like effort, energy, buy-in, belief, that kind of stuff, I mean, is it just the team's not good enough? Right? I mean, like, what do you pick?
Oh man, I don't feel like that's the case because there's a lot of the same guys that the first 2 weeks of the season are, still playing, and so I don't ever feel that way. I never feel going into a game like, oh well, we don't have a chance. It's this one hurts. Like if I was our fans, I'd be pissed right now.
Damn right.
We are too. That it baffles us to come in here and get a loss like that. That one hurts. And so we got to pick ourselves up, and keep locking arms like we have all year. And we just got to play better. At the end of the day, we put it on ourselves. I put it on me. It starts with me. I got to be better for our team, and I can promise you the work will be done to where I am.
You've been on a few teams that have made in-season coaching changes. What is it like as a player going to bed not knowing if coach is his job?
Yeah. Before I came here, you hear those rumblings and things like that. And like that stuff to me is way above my decision-making abilities. My job is to play quarterback, take care of the football, try and score touchdowns and put us in position to win football games. And, the one thing I've learned when that stuff happens is if you don't have a tight group, it can go south real quick. And so if they ever thought that something like that, which you never as players want that to happen, if they ever thought that they had to do that, then we better go tight together because I've had that happen. And I've been a part of a team that made the playoffs, where something like that happened, and I've been a part of other teams where it's not fun. And so, to even think that could happen sucks, so it's the sucky part of this business. It's the sucky part of where we're at right now.
Derek, you guys talk a lot about the veteran leaders having a message, and
Yeah.
and you've been through
Yeah.
a lot of guys on this team who've never won. I mean, do you think that affects them?
Yeah.
I think Tyrann Mathieu talked about confidence, and
Yeah.
this team doesn't have enough. Like, I mean, are
Yeah.
there people in that huddle who don't believe you can win? Or
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they don't believe we can win. It's just, do we have some guys that, and it comes with experience, but do we have guys that, are looking for someone else, like make the play? Yeah, absolutely. And that's what every team I've been on, whether our record was what it is now or we have 10 wins, that's every team I've been on where that happens. And you just do your best to be in those situations and scenarios. And, at the end of the game, I said something in the huddle before as we're going after that second play, I was trying to get that ball off, get that snap off. And, just like there's a learned urgency. There's a learned, thing in building character when you're in those moments. I've been in so many of those 2-minute drive moments in my entire life. Those are the things like you live for, you love. And you don't learn to love them until you've experienced them enough.
Derek, in this 7-game losing streak, y'all have had opportunities to win a bunch of these games. When the team doesn't finish, what does that do to the mindset of the team? Now that the team, when you have an opportunity, you don't get it.
Yeah, the scary thing when that happens, the scary thing that I've noticed over my 11 years is when that happens, and something maybe doesn't go your way, do people get deflated? Is it like, oh, it's here it goes again, or it's over? And it is a fight to in here that you got to teach yourself that even if something bad happens, there's still time on the clock. We can still win, and having that mindset and that, that urgency. And so, again, it's a learned thing. You have to go through those situations, but you got to check yourself after every game to make sure your mindset, like going into that tough situation, whatever it is, that you're mentally like, no, I still believe we can do this. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to make my play. When the ball goes this way, I'm going to make that tackle, or I'm going to make that throw, or I'm going to make that catch, whatever that block, whatever it is. Like, it's a learned thing where everything's going against you, but I'm still going to do my job on that play.
Derek, Michael Thomas was on social media today, again, kind of insinuating that your pass was the reason Olave get hurt. And I know this is
Thank you, Kat.
Yes.
Shout out to Kat
Do you
Terrell.
see that or hear that from a former teammate? Kind of what is your reaction?
I have love for Mike, and when he does that, I don't really care for it, obviously. I've had so many teammates over the years, and he's like the one dude that didn't get along with me, and I don't know what I did to him. I don't know why he feels that way. I'm sorry, for whatever he's dealing with to make him feel like he's got to do that. I don't know, but he's never called me during any of this, my phone number has never changed. I've in fact called him on different occasions, just to try. And sometimes you can try as hard as you want, and it just doesn't work out, and that's okay. So I don't know why he feels any type of way. I didn't see
why
it.
he feel like that.
I won't see it because I always ignore everything, good and bad. I try to ignore everything. So it's unfortunate, especially coming from a player like that. But I wish him the best. I hope he gets on a team and does what he wants to do and loves it. I'll never change. Like I love him in that way, wish him the best, but as something I just would never do to a teammate, because it was single high. The ball went.
He won't even take responsibility.
Chris got hit in the head. Unfortunately, that happens in our game, and I would never do it on purpose. I didn't throw him into a bad, look. It wasn't a different coverage where that guy was just, all that kind of stuff. So when it comes to the football aspect of it, I really don't have an answer for it. But when it comes to just the person part of it, I just hope he gets what he's looking for.
Hell out of here, man.
Clarify, on the throw itself, you didn't feel like it was too high, that there's no guilt that you put him in a bad spot or anything like that.
Anytime my receivers get hurt, I feel it in my pit of my stomach.
You're responsible, dude.
If what he wants me to say or what he's looking for is to put blame on me that I got Chris Olave hurt,
that's exactly what he's saying.
He can put blame on me. It's not going to change my day. I have a pit in my stomach anytime one of my teammates goes down because I love them that much, no matter if I like them or not. and I happen to love Chris Olave, and we have a great relationship. So
I thought you didn't know why he was mad.
Anytime that happens, I feel sick to my stomach, and I hate, and I don't use that word a lot, but I hate moments like that. So to be clear about that part, I hated it happening. It makes me sick anytime that happens, whether they don't get up or they do get up. I don't like that. You try your best to never put someone in that situation. And over the course of my career, it hasn't happened that many times. So thankfully, it hasn't. So I don't know. Yeah.
Why he mad, dude.
I'm sorry that I had to even answer these questions. I wish we could have made it better. I wish it would have never happened.
He just prattling now.
Made Mike happier. But that was hard to do. Thank you.
My goodness, man. My goodness, man. First and foremost, shout out to Cat Terrell, man. Shout out to Cat Terrell. Shout out to her.
That was quarterback Derek Carr.
Let me put the kibosh on y'all. This shout out to Cat Terrell. Let me give her a round of applause, man. Them spineless bastards. Spineless jellyfish ass bastards refused to ask the question of the day. And Cat Terrell took it there. And she kept it there. Shout out to Cat Terrell. She asked the question. She had the courage to ask the question. These jellyfish running around. You know why Michael Thomas is upset. You just said, I don't know why he's upset, and then go right to why you know he's upset. He's upset because you, as a quarterback in the NFL, know that you are not supposed to hang your wide receiver out to dry. That's why Michael Thomas is upset. He says that you did it to him. That's why he got hurt. And now Chris Olave's hurt. So you don't know why he's upset? I don't know why he's upset. Then you go right to the reason why he's upset. And then Michael Thomas, he plays this game, and that shit don't work on me. And it don't work on people that's diehards that got brains. We don't buy it, man. We stick to the fundamentals. The fundamental is you're not supposed to do that. That's why Michael Thomas is upset. He's upset because of what happened to him, and he's upset today because he says that's what happened to Chris Olave. Michael Thomas is not a liar, and Michael Thomas is not crazy. They probably want to pretend like he is, or try to play the man like he don't know what he talk about. Oh, that's Michael Thomas. He's just a diva. No, Michael Thomas is not is not somebody that's crazy or speaking mistruths. He's talking about playing in the game, whether it's in NFL or the college level. When you throw a ball, you got to understand where you putting that ball at and putting the receiver down. The ball was so badly thrown that it was thrown above the hand of Chris Olave, and it wasn't even catchable. But Chris went up to try to make a play on an uncatchable ball and got his ass knocked off to the point he had to be stretchered out. Now, I didn't throw the pass. And Drew Brees talks about this. He talked about this all the time when he played, about not hanging your wide receivers out to dry. So how Carr sitting up here pretending like he didn't have nothing to do with it? He's been in the game for 11 years. Sitting up here, all this stuff. I love all my people. Man, get the hell out of there with that phony shit. Michael Thomas is not crazy. He know what he's talking about. Michael Thomas sit up here tweeting his ass off. He ain't done. He tweeting. Look at this. He tweeted this, retweeted this from NFL memes. With this loss to Carolina Panthers, Derek Carr now becomes the first QB in NFL history to lose to 31 different teams. Michael Thomas tweeted this. He reposted. He ain't crazy, man. You can go back and watch the play. The play is online. The ball was uncatchable, but you don't do that to your wide receivers. And the mere fact that you want to admit to what it was, and everybody's seen what it was that knows football, understands what it is. You can't do that to your guys. It's not because of me that he was laid out on the stretcher. It's because you threw that ball out there badly. So it is what it is at the end of the day, man. And it's a sad fact. And that's why this team will continue to lose, because you have to take responsibilities for shit that happened that you are responsible for. I'm not responsible for it. Hell, I didn't do it. I'm not responsible for a 7-game losing streak. Hell, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But everything to do with Dennis Allen, everything to do with these other guys. And listen, Carr was rusty as hell. He started the game off overthrowing people, underthrowing people. He had several really good passes in there. He got a little better later on in the game, but that don't take away from what happened early in the game with the Chris Olave thing. You don't do that as a quarterback. Them quarterbacks know that. For him to pretend like he don't know why, I don't know why Michael Thomas is upset. You know what Mike Thomas is upset. That's the fake shit I don't like, man. Just admit to it like that. You know what? I'm sorry. I apologize. Whatever the case may be, just get on with it. All this garbage, man. I don't know. I love everybody. Son of God says, I fired myself from the Saints.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
Oh my goodness. He said he fired himself. I can't do nothing with that. Brother Arnold said there's an organization that would let the general manager and coach go after 1 or 2 seasons of this, and we still holding on to this garbage. Thank you, Arnold.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
And shout out to brother Christopher Waterman, who early on sent the Cash App, and he said, for Dennis Allen, ticket out of town.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
You can't, and that's what I'm saying. It's what's called on right now is absolute economic boycott of the Saints organization. Right, exactly, T Mama. You got it. No accountability. That's why this team's stinking and funky. There's no accountability whatsoever. That needs to change as soon as possible with Dennis Allen. You cannot lose 7 straight games and then lose to the worst team in the NFL and then turn around here and keep your job for the matchup against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm calling on a full economic boycott right now. Enough. Season ticket holders, take your tickets down. Take your tickets down, season ticket holders. No more purchasing of their damn merch. Don't go there to spend no money there. Stop going there. You're not helping out by doing that. We shut this shit down right now. We'll bring a $6 to $7 billion operation to a grinding halt because we don't fund losers. We don't fund non-accountable bums and liars and shifty confidence men who won't take accountability for throws that they're making. I had nothing to do with the throw, but I know I played football before, and I know what hanging a quarterback out to dry is. Even though some people pretending like they don't because they're scared to take accountability. This is $150 million quarterback here. This is $150 million quarterback here who don't want to take, try to play Michael Thomas like he crazy. Man, no. That narrative, they ain't going to fly. Michael Thomas been 100% facts, talking real, even with the media criticizing him. A lot of the people trying to play him like he's off on some BS. But all he do is sit up there and talk the truth. He gave his body and everything else to the New Orleans Saints organization for years and did the best he can do until he started getting hurt. He ain't some dude sitting on the side talking. This guy is one of the best wide receivers the Saints ever had. And when he was healthy, he was on top of his game. He's one of the best guys in the NFL. So he knows what that is, and I rock with Michael Thomas on that. I'm not getting behind nobody who knows that what hanging a quarterback out the dry or a wide receiver out the dry is. And pretending like, I don't know why he's mad with me. I love Michael Thomas, and then goes right to him saying that you got hurt. So you do know. I thought you said you didn't, but you do know. Man, get out of here, man. Keep that bull crap, man. Pops, let's get ready to shut it down. But Pops, go ahead. What's your thoughts on hearing Derek Carr out there? Oh, I mean, why you got you? I don't know what happened there. These are bumbling, scary, coward, yellowback, spineless chicken of human beings right here. I mean, you make $150 million and you refuse to take accountability, and it's on tape. You got tape here. This is not like it's hyperbole where we guessing, well, it somebody said such or such. This is just hearsay. No, there's a tape. There's video evidence of what you're doing happening. So in the end, man, Pops, what's your last thoughts on this? What do you think about Michael Thomas' comments and the fact of what you feel about Derek Carr's comments?
Well, I think Mike Thomas is correct. First of all, in his tweets, it's a known fact that, some quarterbacks do hang their wide receivers out to dry, trying to get the ball to them. Drew Brees was notable for not doing that. Drew Brees was more complete quarterback. The only problem that he might have developed later in his career, he didn't have the arm, strength to get the ball to where he needed to get. To me, it's just more excuses. The coaches, more excuses. Dennis Allen obviously doesn't know what to do with this team. He's not capable of turning this team around. It's on the players themselves to get together and say, we don't allow ourselves to get beat no more. We got to suck it up. You can't depend on Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen really can't teach him anything else. He can't do anything else for him. I do honestly feel it is time for the New Orleans Saints to make a change at the head coach position, to make sure that we can try to get somebody in here who can get these guys together and get them back into playing football that they know how to play. These losses like this, it just, especially the fourth quarter, the second half, they losing games. The second half, the Tampa game was a perfect example how they just gave up. They just gave up. I mean, you can't be a football player and just accept this losing like it is. And Derek Carr is in that mentality. He accepts the losing. He overthrows the ball, he underthrows the ball. And I understand he might have a little rust on him, but you're supposed to, at making that much money, he's supposed to not have any rust on him at all. But he might have a few passes where it might be rust. And look, yeah, that was, look at that. I'm looking at that play right now. Look at that. And laid the man out. Just the ball was way over his hands. He tried to go get it. Now he's done that before. And he tried he tries to catch the ball a lot of times to get the ball thrown way up, but he makes the opportunity to get a lot of the passes like that. But I've known this about Derek Carr since he's been expected most of this season. He'll try to force balls into coverage. He tried to make passes that overthrow guys that's wide open. He underthrow guys. He just. It's time for a self-check for this team. This team has to have a self-check. And if it's necessary for Dennis Allen to go, which I agree, it's time for some new blood. Anything connected to that previous regime with Peyton, and Dennis Allen was his defensive coordinator. Anything connected with Peyton, it's time for a new, fresh start. Time to start all over. Just start the thing over. We're not going anywhere. We can all see how this team plays. I'd be surprised they win another game unless they have the self-check. They got to have a self-check. Each individual player has to check himself. And then the team need to get together. What are we doing wrong collectively? That's something that Dennis Allen can't tell them. They got to figure out, look at the tapes, look at the films, dig down inside themselves and find out what can we do to correct our situation. We continue to lose these games. Got a 17-game season. We only have about 8 more games left, I would say, something like that. I mean, how many more games are they going to lose? I mean, I'd be surprised they win any more other than maybe 2 or 3 games. If they win them, I'd be surprised. I don't see you lose to a team like this. The team was on their back. They were down. The Saints all they do is execute the plays. He overthrowing them. They can't catch. He don't put the ball. He put one receiver. He threw the ball well behind him. Come on, man! You making $150 million. You have to be better than that. And then he gets on there, standing up there. Well, we got to be better. I don't know why Mike said the things he said, because that man is not a winning quarterback. Because winning quarterbacks will not do the things that he does. That's why the Raiders got rid of him. That's why the Raiders didn't want him. He just don't know how to make the plays. He don't make the plays that's necessary when the time comes to make the plays. I don't know what's going to happen. That whole front office with Loomis, he needs to go, along with Derek the armadillo. He need to go too. But because he can't coach the team anymore, son. He can't do it.
I know, Pops. It's sad. And Bink Saunders, I just showed the tweet from Bink Saunders. Bink Saunders says, MF's is cheekbones, shaking my head. New Orleans, y'all deserve better. My only goal is to finish above 500 at this point. So a lot of the Saints players are upset. Lonnie Johnson Jr., who's a former player for the Saints, he says, damn, bro, so are we last or y'all? So he's basically, Lonnie Johnson Jr. is making fun. He also made a reference to Dennis Allen getting fired too, so I guess he really didn't like Dennis Allen either. Lonnie Johnson, he tweeted out, damn, Diego, he says, finna go to Denver, ain't it? This is Lonnie Johnson Jr. Y'all remember Lonnie Johnson Jr. used to play for the Saints. Look at this tweet right here. He did this an hour ago. He says, damn, let me see about there you go. Damn, DA finna go to Denver, ain't it? And he got laughing emoji and his hands up, like, you know what's going on. It's a laughing stock.
Mm-hmm.
These are former players that were here for Dennis Allen here, you know, and this is just the type of stuff. I told you, this guy's a joke, man.
Yeah.
This guy's a joke. He's a laughing stock. And guess what? So are the New Orleans Saints organization. They're a laughing stock because you can't win without being accountable. So even though this loss here, there should be nothing coming back from this. And like I'm showing the footage of what happened here. Derek Carr. Look at this throw by Derek Carr for the Carr lovers. This is what you call throwing your wide receiver out to dry. The ball is thrown over his hands and boom, he took punishment from the incoming defensive back. He put him out. He hung him out to dry. That's what this play shows. Yeah, some of these people don't see it. Look at the proof with your own eyes. And if you don't see hanging out the receiver, then I can't tell you shit. You're stupid. What can I tell you? This is the ball's over his hands. He's trying to make a play on the ball. And then his arms up and he's susceptible to this. So he comes down and he didn't even have an opportunity to react. And the guy sandwiched him between him and the guy. He puts him in harm's way. That's what this is. That's why Michael Thomas is upset. That's why Chris Olave's brother is upset because of this. And this was the second concussion in as many as 3 weeks. And he put him on a stretcher to the hospital. Yeah. So that's very dangerous, man, what's going on here. But it's just it's awful. And then the mere fact that Derek Carr got up there and said that trash was just I can't respect that. He refused. This dude making $150 million and refuses to take credit for what he did. He know what happened. And he knows what Mike Thomas was talking about. He's the only guy that don't seem to like me. He don't like you because he see that you a fake ass. That's what he see. You a fake. Getting up here talking about, I love everybody. I love everybody. Peace, peace, man. Peace, peace. But out here throwing these, the guy called it a hospital ball that took the man to the. He's a fake. He's a fake. You're a fake for that, bro. So, I mean, I have no respect for no dude like that, man. You threw that ball out there. Hell, I ain't do it. The tape is clear. You overthrew him and he went up to make a play and they sandwiched him and put him in a hospital. He's out now, but you got his bell rung something bad. That's what's called hanging wide receivers out to dry on this play. Once again, we're going to play it again. Derek Carr throws the ball too high and he goes for, you can see it right over his hands. His hands is fully outstretched. You seen that and went right out over the top is outstretched. Yeah. It didn't.
Yeah, he went up to get it. He jumped to get up to catch.
He jumped to get it. Left his feet
too high. Yeah, he was like, well, look, he's pretty up high there. He's up like 3 feet off the ground trying to catch that ball.
He left his feet. His legs are up in the air. His fingers are fully outstretched, and there was no tipping of the ball. The ball wasn't he wouldn't tip by his fingers. So you could see his fingers outstretched on the play. The ball goes right over it, and the trajectory is not interrupted. It goes right over his hands. Then he comes down, and he doesn't have a chance. And right here, as soon as he touched down, defensive back is right there, sandwiching between them, and that puts him on the stretcher. Look at that. So I mean, this is proof, visual evidence that yes, you did hang him out to dry. For you to get up there and not take your responsibility is totally. That's why this team ain't gonna win no games with this dude. They ain't gonna win no goddamn games with this dude because he worse than that possum face coach of his who don't take no responsibility either. They got a bunch of shifty, grifting ass people on this organization who can take all the money but none of the responsibility. $150 million for this trash and non-accountability. This guy is not a leader. A leader takes the bows and arrows for his team. He takes responsibility for the things that he do. I didn't do the shit. He did it. But I didn't do it. I don't know what Mike Thomas mad at me. All I did was ever love Mike Thomas. I love Mike Thomas. You just, for whatever reason, out of all the guys, he's the only one that don't seem to like me. He sees that you're a fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't gonna call you, man. We ain't gonna call no fake ass dudes. I'm not. That's if I know you're a fake. What that look like with me calling you? I don't understand. My number don't change. I'm not calling you. Real ones don't call fake ass people, man. Real ones stay away from fakes before they put their hands on them. That's that real. Yeah. We don't call no fake us. We don't put you in the same area of us. We stay away from you because we might have to put our hands on you and put you and kind of introduce you to the brighter side of things. We stay away from you with that fakeness. Man, out of here with that bullshit. I don't know why you mad at me. And shout out to Cat Terror. Once again, hand claps for Cat Terror. Them goddamn men up there refused. They were so chicken shit, they wouldn't even ask the question about the Mike Thomas thing. Shout out to Cat Terror, who's a woman, but got more balls than them dudes in that room to ask the question about Michael Thomas. I seen and hear that. She's a woman, but got more balls than them dudes in there to ask the question about Mike Thomas in this whole situation, because that's the thing that's really hot right now. Shout out to Cat Tarot. She had the courage to ask the questions when them other clowns was flaking. Come on, man. That's not what you here for. You there, I don't care. You take your chicken shit ass out of there if you can't ask the questions the people want to know. We're not going to read these columns unless you ask the questions that we want to know. So shout out to Cat Tarot, man. She got to asking the questions and stayed on it. Shh. Boy, that upset me right there, man. That upset me. All right, anyway, man. Listen, Pops, we're going to get ready to get on up out of here, man.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, man, the Saints, let me put the standings up here. And they're going to sit up here and some of these other people going to sit up here and make excuses for Derek Carr because they stupid as shit. These people don't understand what throwing guys out. They so fanboyish. That's why I might smack the shit out of one of them dudes. So they might want to stay away from me because I don't like that bull. I'm a truth guy. I believe in the truth. I don't fanboy behind nobody. The guy threw a bad pass. It don't matter if him or anybody else. Mahomes could have done it. He still get the charge. You got to take responsibility for your actions. That's how this stuff work. That's how it work. Now let me show y'all something before we get ready to go, Pops. Take a look at this. This is the stats right now based on what we seeing right now. As you can see, this is the standings right now. The Giants are 2-7. They are considered the worst team in NFL. The Saints are the worst team, second worst team in NFC according to the standings. The Giants are 2-7. The Patriots are 2-7. The Saints are 2-7. The Raiders are 2-7. The Saints are right now lined up for the third pick for the third overall pick in the NFL draft with $150 million quarterback, a ton of older players, a cap that's aimed north of $81 million in the red. That's what's going on here. This is where we are right now. This right here earns you a trip to the unemployment line if you're Dennis Allen. And what's going to end up happening is only thing Dennis Allen is going to do is call Sean Payton for a job. Matter of fact, Sean Payton probably already called him and said, hey, man, don't worry about it. If they put you in the street, just come out here. I got you. That's how the good old boy circle works. So he could destroy your team for 3 years and then head out of here. Then take his ass out and go fire Pete the Rat Carmichael out to Denver and run up under Sean Payton's skirt and get a job there. And it destroyed your team. And that dummy Mickey Loma sit up here and let it happen. What a moron, a chump, and a simpleton this guy is. So once again, I'm going to say it like I've been saying it for the last couple of years. We're going to keep it 100 all the way funky. I don't like non-accountability. I don't like not taking responsibility for your own actions because that's not how we raise our children. Obviously, Derek Carr is a shitty parent because if you do something wrong, you're supposed to take accountability for it. You're not supposed to pretend like it don't happen and pretend like you don't know why people are mad at you and then go right to why they mad at you. I thought you didn't know. I don't know why Michael Thomas don't like me. I don't know why you don't like me. Everybody likes me. I don't know why Michael Thomas don't like me. I don't understand why. I mean, all the players in the NFL, oh, Michael Thomas don't like me. And then go right to the answer, Pops. You go right to it. Oh, you mean because I threw that ball out there like that? You think I hurt Chris Olave? What? I thought you didn't know, Derek. Well, I kind of guessed at it, but praise Jesus. Oh, no, hold on there. Hold on here. Stop the quote. Hold on now. I thought you was big time religious, sir. I thought you talk God all the time, but get up there and lie. I thought you didn't know Michael Thomas got up there and lied his ass off real quick. But then after the end of the press conference, thank Jesus. Well, thank Jesus. After y'all leave, I'm going to go cash this check over here. I got this check to cash. Oh, man, get out of here. I don't want to hear it any longer, man. I'm done. I'm done with it. S. Wilson says Sean Payton got beef with Gail and Loomis equals Dennis Allen. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Crazy.
Get fucked too kind.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, S. Wilson, man. This is just a liar, man. Just a liar and a snake. Don't hide behind God with that nonsense, bro. Don't do that because God will smack the piss out of you for doing that. Don't play with God like that. Claiming to be this big time Christian and all this kind of nonsense. And then you turn around and sit up there and lie about not knowing what Mike Thomas is. So Mike Thomas knew that he's mad at you and tweeting at you because of what happened with Chris Olave. You knew you overthrew him and set him up for that hospital trip. You did it. And then I don't know why, because I didn't. It wasn't a hospital ball. I didn't do it. Man, dude, get out of here, man. Let the fakeness. That's almost like there was a video pops of Dr. Umar Johnson. It's the dude that's a clinical dude he's an online psychologist, I want to say, I guess. I don't know. There's a video of him getting into it with some brother. He was talking shit at the brother online, calling them names, trying to be a gangster. He picks up the phone and says, like somebody calls him and says, hey, Dr. Umar, you need me to take care of that? But as he's talking on the phone rings. There's nobody on the phone. That's what this is. This is the Saints equivalent of this bullshit. A pump fake. That's what it is. It's just a pump fake.
He might have came out better did a pump fake to get the ball out.
Man, Pops, this is terrible, man. But let's hear your final thoughts before we head on out of here, man. It's terrible, man.
Well, son, the only thing I could say is use the words of Dennis Allen, which I don't like as a coach. Him being a head coach, he's not head coach material, but you got to keep chopping wood. But maybe we'll get a chance to get one more win or two more wins before the season goes. Albeit the first quarter, if he's a good quarterback, he should have been off his rust after the first quarter. You can understand when he had been out for a while, he had a little rust going, but at the end of the first quarter, he'd been in the league long enough to shed that rust. He played, the rookie played better than he did. That boy, that kid played an outstanding game. He threw good balls. He had a couple of sacks, but he didn't do that well, and he didn't do that bad at all. I mean, we paying this man $150 million. You need to turn around and use that money to pay Chris Olave doctor bill. Like you say, throwing a hospital ball.
Yeah, the man called it a hospital ball, man.
They did. So you look at it, you can see that he couldn't catch it. So the guys, they sandwiched him, and that's how he got hurt, knocked the wind out of him. That's the dangerous part of football, but the quarterback got to be able to try to avoid putting his player in that kind of position. That man, it's really, really ridiculous. It looks like we're stuck with him for this season. Maybe we won't be stuck with Dennis Allen if he keeps on losing like he's losing. I don't see them doing anything with him. Like you say, they put the foot. People got to put the foot on the neck of the New Orleans Saints organization to make changes. Everybody is so we got to, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. They're looking the other way and all this kind of stuff. And Mickey Loomis is fat and happy. He don't care. They keep on losing. So the fans have to put their foot on their neck and try to force some changes.
Yeah, this should be enough to put This should be enough to put him in the street, man. It should be enough to put Mickey Loomis to see. And listen, fam, let me tell y'all something for the family members out there that's listening. Listen, this all needs to be happening because this is, like I said before, this is part of the natural purge process that needs to occur to get the stuff that the people that don't belong here out of here, because they're the reason why we're not winning. The people that's here, that's responsible for the losing, the stuff that's going on, aren't supposed to be here. That's obvious. That's why this team is this bad. The coach is sitting at the top of it. Mickey Loomis is a part of it. Derek Carr is a part of it. These guys are not supposed to be here. These are guys that's occupying positions that they rightfully shouldn't have. So this is a purging process. It doesn't translate to wins on the field. They can't play together in a successful manner. Then we cut the fat away.
Yes.
And this is what the purge process is. So this is necessary. And it has to be this ugly because you have a chump and a simpleton, a stubborn moron at the top of the team that'll be forced the power out of his hands. He'll be forced to leash because he's living off a reputation right now. So these ugly wins and losing to the NFL's worst team at the time, which was Carolina, should cost you your job as a head coach in the third year. You've lost 7 in a row. There is no place in the NFL coaching his third year should keep his job. I don't care about the history of the Saints not putting their coaches in the street. That's old shit. That don't count. That's over with. And that's why I said the economic boycott. Even if they fired Dennis Allen, you still keep on the economic boycott until they turn it around at the end of the season. Until Mickey Loomis lose powers. Like with any boycott, be very clear in what you're boycotting for. The 2 terms you're looking for, really 3 terms that I'm looking for is number 1, the firing of Dennis Allen. Number 2, the reorganization of the Saints organization at the top, which means Mickey Loomis loses general manager position. He keep the VP, but he loses the general manager job. And number 3, just for the hell of it, to bring down the prices of the concessions in the Superdome. Just for the hell of it. You shouldn't be paying $20 for some stinking nachos or $15, $12 for some soda pop or $15, whatever it is for beer. With economic boycott, it comes with demands. 1, firing of Dennis Allen. 2, the demotion of Mickey from the general manager position, the stripping away of the title, and 3, cheaper concession prices on the concessions in the dome. Y'all can add whatever y'all want behind that, but those are the top 3 in my mind. If you're boycotting, that's the list of demands you're supposed to have. So anyway, with that being said, man, it is what it is on that. The shout out to the Carolina Panthers for doing what they do. It's Brother Shad. Brother Shad is they sending me a link for the Panthers Nation podcast. Of course they want to hear from me now. Yeah, of course they want to hear. I got you, Shad. I hear you, brother. Is this the link? Hold on, let me send them a message. So they're gonna be smiling from ear to ear. And see what I gotta go through, family. You see what I gotta go through? The Saints get up here, they lay an egg, and they lay an egg, and then we got egg on our face. Now I gotta represent and go and take all the laughter from other people. You see what I'm talking about? See, that's so unfair. That's so unfair, but it is what it was.
Right.
It is what it is. But anyway, fam, I'm gonna get out on here. Listen, number 1, shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all for being in the stream. Please feel free to show some love. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to share the show with other Saints diehards across it. If you're on Facebook groups and all that kind of stuff, feel free to share the links there. That helps us out. If you're on Reddit or X, share the links. It helps the show out. Also, shout out to our sponsors, Mint Mobile for cheap cell phone service. Check out Mint Mobile. Check out the links in the description section below. Check out some plans. That way you could be able to kind of save yourself some money with Mint Mobile. Also, feel free to check out Teej Henley. You can save 20 to 40% off on Teej Henley. That's skincare products for men. That can help you out. Beard products, face, all this kind of stuff. You can save some money there. And Bet Online, these are all our fantastic sponsors of the platform, man. Please feel free to give them some love, show them some love, and also check out the merch links in the description section below. You know, there's the Fire Dennis Allen shirts at the pro shop. It's Die Hard Black and Gold or Black and Gold to the core, stuff that helps the platform out. Don't buy from the Saints, please, fam. Please don't buy from the Saints. Stand tall with me on this economic boycott and this list of demands. Please, I implore you, do not give the Saints any more of your money until they meet our demands. Dennis Allen needs to be fired Monday. He needs to be fired. The interim coach will more than likely be Joe Woods or Rick Dennison. A lot of people like Darren Rizzi. I'm not mad about that. They just don't promote these guys all the time. They don't promote special teams coordinators, but maybe they will give them a shot. I don't know. But anybody's better than this possum that we got here. So outside, check that out. The merch links and all that stuff to help the platform. The link is pinned to the chat for the Patreon and all that kind of stuff. We do film study. That's On Cue with Big Q, the news show that I do. There's a list of reports there covering some of the stuff I can't talk about here on this platform. But all that's over there, man. And listen, I'm going to go holler at Dave and Shad at the Panther Nation podcast and go over there and let them laugh at me a little bit just because I just crazy, man. Absolutely insane, man. I got to go over there and see what I'm saying? All right. So anyway, I'm out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for being on the stream, man. I'm going to get at y'all later. Shout out to Pops and the rest of the fam. Y'all be good. I'll holler at y'all on the Monday stream. Much love. Peace.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that at. Where we do that at. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that at. Huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, running like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that at. Where we do that at. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that at. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Central, your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, NHL to entertainment and political props. Head to Bet Online today and get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering.